Hi there, students. Unimaginable and unthinkable. Unimaginably, unthinkably. Well, at first glance, these two words look the same, but in fact they are different. If something is unimaginable, it's difficult to imagine because it's so good, it's so bad, it's so big, and really unimaginable. Very often we used to say extreme, very, very great. So this family have unimaginable wealth. He was suffering from unimaginable pain. Okay, so difficult to imagine, because it's very, very desirable or very undesirable, but it's so much that you cannot imagine it. Whereas something that's unthinkable is something that is so shocking that it can't be imagined. You can't imagine it is possible. So for a Catholic, the concept of abortion is unthinkable. So it's something that you can't think of, you can't imagine as possible. Many of the things that are happening in today's society, or many of the things that are happening in today's society would have been unthinkable 100 years ago. Okay, so it's unthinkable. George is a really honest person and you're accusing him of theft. For me, it is unthinkable that he could steal something. So unimaginable, it's impossible to imagine. It's impossible to conceive. It's mind-boggling. It's beyond belief. It's impossible for you to imagine it. It's just totally inconceivable. The scale of the fighting is unimaginable. The time the train takes now from London to Paris was unimaginable 50 years ago. The children have lived through unimaginable horrors. We thought it was unimaginable that he had lived alone for so long. This level of success would have been unimaginable just last year. Whereas unthinkable is saying that something that you couldn't think of because it's wrong, it's bad. It would be unthinkable to ask him to do that. Yeah, you can't ask him to do that. It's just, it's not something he's going to do. It's just so bad. It is unthinkable that a mistake like this could have happened. Here you're saying unthinkable, it's very, very, very bad. It's really terrible. If you say it's unimaginable, you're saying it's impossible to imagine. This can't happen. It couldn't have happened. Whereas if you say it's unthinkable, it's absolutely terrible. A time has come to think the unthinkable. Okay, to think things that are really, really, really bad. For a mother to realise that her son is a murderer is almost unthinkable. For her, or for the mother, this is something that cannot be true. It's unthinkable. So let's see. Unimaginable, inconceivable, unthinkable, not possible to believe. So unimaginable horror, unimaginable suffering, unimaginable difficulties. Whereas unthinkable, if you say something is unthinkable, you're emphasizing that it can't be accepted. It can't be imagined as a possibility. Splitting up a family like this is unthinkable. The unthinkable is something that you can't do. The Edward VIII marrying a divorced woman was unthinkable in the 1930s. Today, it's more than imaginable. Unthinkable, you describe a situation or event which is extremely unpleasant to remember. So the tragedy was unthinkable. Okay, but unimaginable is you're emphasizing that it's difficult to imagine, to understand properly, because it's outside of normal belief or normal experience. Something that can be unimaginably good or unimaginably bad. But something that's unthinkable is bad. It's something that you can't think of it because it's just so immoral, so wrong. Whereas unimaginable, it's incredible. It's something that is extreme at the edges of credibility. So this is unimaginable fear, a fear that is very large, but unthinkable fear. It's something that can't be accepted, something that is so bad that it's not acceptable. They did the unthinkable and smashed up the Holy of Holies. So unthinkable, something that's unthinkable. It was unthinkable that he could be dead. 10 years ago, this would have been unthinkable. It's unthinkable that could happen. Whereas unimaginable, okay, they live in unimaginable poverty. The vastness of the universe is unimaginable. Okay, so he lives in unimaginable poverty. You will have unimaginable possibilities in the future. So difficult or impossible to imagine or comprehend, unimaginable. Unthinkable, a situation too unlikely, too undesirable to be considered a possibility. It was unthinkable that they might be dead. Okay, I think both of these are vivid adjectives and adverbs, and I think these are very good words for you to be using. I'm going to give them both a 5.5 in formality. So, unthinkable and unimaginable.